Saturday. Of course, it had to be a Saturday. Mickey thought as he dragged his feet in a clearly annoyed state of mind. It could have been a Wednesday or a Thursday. Hell, I'd have taken a Monday even. Just any day that wasn't for weekend. It hadn't been that long since the blue hedgehog had been back at home, feet up enjoying the TV, as anyone would have liked to do on a Saturday afternoon. Just a nice long lie-in, followed with a simple lunch and a couple of hours of brain-rotting, channel-flipping goodness. Of course, that had no longer become the case, as before he could get too comfortable with the simple routine, he received an ecstatic, hurried call from the town's only scientist, Sniffles, who had all but demanded for his presence, not bothering to so much as explain even the most basic details as to why or what for. As tempted as he was to slam the phone back down and let that be that, the quilled rodent knew that Sniffles would try over and over again, until he was worn down enough to say yes. The scientist had something of a passionate and persistent attitude when he needed something, and would not stop until he got it. Mickey knew that from both experience and the tales of plenty of other townsfolk he knew. So, rather than suffer through such mental torture, he begrudgingly agreed, and made his way over at once. The sooner he arrived, the sooner he could sort out whatever Sniffles needed, and enjoy whatever would remain of the day. So, as he walked down the street, amid the cloudy yet somewhat warm weather with birds chirping overhead, he wondered what exactly it could be that Sniffles wanted from him. Maybe he needed an assistant for some new chemical testing product, or maybe just to hold something in place as he worked on some new machine. It could have been anything. Although, no matter what it was for, he doubted that the scientist would actually succeed in whatever he attempted to accomplish. After all, the ratio of success for his experiments mostly consisted of a factor of 1 for every 10, and that was being generous. He was always eager to complete what he thought would be the next big thing that would advance civilization. It was also that very same eagerness that caused him to cut corners, wave off proper testing, and lack the necessary materials needed for such projects. Yet, he never seemed to learn from his mistakes. Why should today be any different? Not 10 minutes later, Mickey found himself in front of the scientist's home. Unlike the rest of the town that lived in normal homes, usually consisting of hollowed-out trees or some other form of natural building material, the anteater's home was made 100% out of metal, while shaped like an enormous tree. It gave off something of an artistic devotion to Sniffles' work and dedication, although it was highly doubtful that art was even the partial reason towards such a bizarre design. Its cold, rusty exterior reeked of wrong, in a town that felt more hand-in-hand with its natural forest-like roots. But again, it was a pointless uphill battle to convince the homeowner to settle for anything more fitting. The hedgehog rang the doorbell at once. It didn't take long before the door swung open, revealing the grinning critter, donned in a slightly dirty lab coat and his signature glasses. The end of his trunk that anteaters were all too well known for having showed off the scientist's shining teeth, and perhaps a grin that looked too wide for any sane being to possess. Mickey kept his mouth shut on this detail, and instead greeted him with a wave. He did not bother to hide the annoyance from his voice. "Hello, Sniffles," he gave with a nod. "Mickey, thanks for coming over," Sniffles returned, somehow smiling even wider now. "It's good to have someone I can rely on to help every now and then." "Uh-huh. I suppose everyone else was too busy to help out." "Actually, you were the first person I decided to call. Guess you didn't have too much to do today, hmm?" Mickey felt his eye twitch. He felt like saying something he would regret, but managed to reel himself in. He breathed in and out through his nose until he gained his calm, or close enough to calm demeanor. Yeah, whatever. So what exactly is it you called me over for? Oh, you'll see. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.